I think I said at some stage that love was the collapse of relationship.
Yeah, you did.
But could be expressed in all relationships.
Okay.
In other words, love is the collapse of the distinction between self and other.
Yeah.
As long as there is a self and other, there is a distance.
Right.
And as long as there is that distance, there is no love. Love is the collapse of that distance. And we all know that. What do we feel when we love someone?
Yeah.
When we feel love, do we not feel the absence of distance or separation?
Yeah.
Isn't that what the experience, for instance, of falling in love is?
Yes.
You fall out of your separate,
Yes.
self-enclosed entity.
Yes.
You fall together into a shared space,
Yes.
the shared space of our being.
Right.
So that's why I said the experience of love itself is the collapse of the distinction between self and otherness.
But aren't there people that you can love knowing that their essence and your essence are one and the same nature, but yet not fall in love with?
Sure.
Yeah.
So essentially what is experienced in friendship, the love that is experienced in friendship, is the same love that is experienced when we fall in love.
Yeah.
It's just expressed differently.
Ah, yeah, sure.
It's not even, I didn't say anything about liking everybody.
Yeah.
We should love everybody, but we don't have to like everybody.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
There's a big difference. In other words, we should recognize that what we essentially are, that we share, all beings share their being. When all beings say I or I am, they are referring to the same being. So being is our common ground. It is the only thing that all beings have in common, just the sense of I am or I am aware. And that recognition is the experience of love. So love is never the property of an individual. It is always shared between all of us. It cannot be carved up and separated up and become the property, the exclusive property of one entity or two entities.
Right.
However, that recognition can be expressed very differently. It is expressed in one unique way with our intimate partner. It is expressed in another way with our friends. It is expressed in another way with our neighbors, our colleagues, with strangers on the street, with the cab driver that picks you up from the airport. It can be expressed in numerous ways, and each way is love is tailored appropriately to the moment.
Yeah.
But the love itself is something that is it is intimate, but it is impersonal.
Right.
So it's not a suggestion that I'm not trying to suggest that the fact that we like some people more than others, that we have certain chemistry with some people and not others, that we're attracted to some people and not others. I don't just mean in an intimate way. I mean just in a general way through friendship. I'm not suggesting that those differences are somehow ironed out, that those differences are unnatural to the body-mind. Different body-minds will be attracted towards.
Well, my experience, I mean, when I fall in love with somebody, I feel like I just want to be in their presence and be open to them as much as possible. Whereas I can love other people, but I don't necessarily want to hang out with them for very long, even at all, particularly. But I can still love them.
Yes, but if you go in both those two cases to the actual experience of love itself, do you find a difference?
I think so. In the sense of, on the feeling level, but on a deeper level, I don't find any difference in that. But I don't know how much of that is conceptual or what. I mean, I know that they're human beings. I know that on a deeper level we share something beyond just being human beings as well, beyond the category of human beings.
Yes, in fact, the only thing that we all have in common is the experience of being.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, Ken, your thoughts are private. None of us know what you are thinking.
Right.
Your bodily sensations are private.
Right.
The world you are experiencing is unique to you.
Yeah.
Nobody else is having the experience that you are now having.
Yeah.
In other words, objectively, and this is true for all of us, although our experience of the world is to a certain extent shared, but none of us are actually sharing our objective, the objective elements of our experience. Mm-hmm. The only thing that we all truly share, that is completely shared between each of us, is the experience of being. When each of us says now, if each of us would go to the experience I, or I am aware, we all go to an experience that has no color or form or shape.
Right.
We go to the same experience, not the similar experience, but we all go to the same being, the being that shines in each of our minds as the knowledge I am is the same being. That is God's infinite being.
Yeah.
And to recognize that is the experience of love.
Yeah. Okay, that makes perfect sense to me, yeah.
So love is the recognition of our shared being.
Right.
And as you know, you can feel it with an animal.
Yes.
As much as you can with a human being. And some human beings, their characters make it difficult to recognize our shared being.
Yeah.
And other human beings, their characters seem to invite us to experience that shared being. Those are the ones that tend to become our friends.
Yes. There are many challenges to that. I'm thinking of the Buddha Sutra where this is really hyperbolic, but the Buddha says that anybody that is attacked by another and they cut you up into pieces, and at any point along the way you feel any antipathy toward them, you're not a student of mine. And it's only since I started studying or taking teachings in the Advaita tradition that I began to understand that.
Yes. I mean, that's a little...
But that's pretty extreme.
Yes, that's a little extreme because the Buddhists like to paint these rather extreme and grisly scenarios. But actually, the essence of what he's saying is our being, whatever the character, whoever the character, our essential being, just the essential being that shines in each of our minds as the knowledge I am. Before that I am has been colored by any of the particular characteristics of our thoughts or feelings, that I am is the same in each of us. Yeah. And although we tend to associate love with a kind of warm feeling, actually it's something more elemental than a warm feeling, although it impacts the body. When we experience that, the body relaxes and we feel open towards the other. So this warm feeling flows through the body, but the warm feeling is the repercussions of love in the body. The love itself is something deeper than the warm feeling. And that you can have this recognition without necessarily feeling the warm feeling towards the other.
Yeah, indeed.
I mean, practice with the cab driver before you practice with the guy who cuts you up on the road.
I promise.
Go slowly.
I will. Thank you.